What's good, yo? Welcome to my review of this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super. Now, before I begin talking about Dragon Ball, let's talk about Toonami this week. Because if you guys saw Toonami this week, whoo! We had a very, very interesting show tonight. Now, as you guys know, today is April Fool's Day. Now, Adult Swim has a tendency to pull pranks on April Fool's Days. Toonami has been the receiving end for the last couple of years, at least from when I've been watching. Might have been earlier. You all guys remember in 2012 when they brought back the Toonami block. And we know last year they played the first two episodes of season 4 of Rick and Morty instead of Dragon Ball Super and Samurai Jack. And you guys knew how pissed I was about that. But now, today, this week, it started off fine. We had, of course, Super, Kai, and Goku, and Black Clover. But when the clock struck 12, it got weird. Toonami swapped to Japanese. Now, when I say, I mean the Adult Swim logo was in kanji. Tom was speaking in Japanese. They had a review of Nier Automata that was entirely in Japanese. There was Japanese text. The game audio was in Japanese. There was English subtitles, thankfully. And all the anime they showed up after that was all subbed. They had a new episode. They had like an OVA or something for Fooly Cooly. That was an OVA. I guess called Fooly Cooly. Alternative. It was pretty much just hyping us up for what Fooly Cooly season 2 is going to be later on this year. After that, they played a movie, and they played Mind Game. Now a lot of you guys are probably saying, "What the fuck is Mind Game?" Because this isn't really a popular anime movie. Like, you gotta go deep in anime to find this movie, because you can't even buy it here in the States. At least not from what it's not available on Blu-ray. I couldn't find anything on Right Stuff, so maybe if you look at eBay, you can maybe find bootlegs, because the anime hasn't even been dubbed yet here in the States. And this anime came out in 2004. But imagine the last 2 episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion and have that be the whole thing, because that's what that movie was. It was a massive mind fuck. If you want to know my thoughts on that movie, check out my Twitter as well as my Instagram. I posted like a 3-part tweet tagging Chris Stuckman in it, because Chris saw it. He said this is a very underappreciated movie, so I wanted to give him my thoughts. Don't know if he's seen the tweet or not, but I hope he has. And yeah, so check it out if you want to see that. But if you don't want to look through 3 different tweets, check it out on Instagram. I got the whole thing in one concise post. So yeah, if you want to know my thoughts on the movie, what I give the final verdict, check that out. Check out that tweet or that Instagram post. But actually, when I watched the movie, I had to go to bed midway through it. So my dad told me, "Hey Glenn, go to bed, we're going to bed." So I couldn't watch the whole movie in one full go, so I had to watch it. So as soon as I woke up, I watched the rest of the movie. And so yeah, that's why the reviews are coming a little bit later than usual, because I was watching the movie as well as watching JoJo this week, which was also subbed. So after that they played a new episode of JoJo, Hunter x Hunter, and Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Season 2, or Second 2. Now, what I'm curious about is next week, are they actually going to re-air those episodes dubbed? Or are they just going to say, "Fuck you, buy the Blu-ray"? And air the next episode afterwards? Because I kind of hope they do air these episodes again, just dubbed. Because I would like to see the JoJo, because JoJo this week was fucking hilarious. I'm sure you guys have seen the gif from JoJo where you got the girl that her tits expand inside, and you got Joseph with his eyes almost protruding out of his face, like that, and oh my god, if you guys saw last week's episode, you guys know the magnetism thing that Abdul and Joseph had. Oh my god, what they do to them in this episode is fucking hilarious. I highly recommend you guys go check out that episode. It's great. It was great. It was hilarious. I posted about it on Twitter, a clip of one of my favorite clips from that episode. So check that out. Now, like I said, they also aired Hunter x Hunter, and I believe also Ghost in the Shell. So yeah, like I said, I hope next week we get those same episodes that they air sub, just air them dub, because we came here to watch dubbed anime here, Toonami. We don't, and these are pretty old series I've been waiting for dubbed. Hunter x Hunter and Ghost in the Shell, and Hunter x Hunter and JoJo. So anyway, enough jibba jabba. Let's talk about Super. And I gotta say, after this episode, this is my favorite arc in Dragon Ball, period. These are my favorite villains. These are some of my favorite episodes. This is my favorite arc, period. Now a lot of you guys may say, "Oh Glenn, but you still haven't seen the original Dragon Ball. You still haven't seen the end of the Buu Saga. We just saw the arrival of Kid Buu. I'll talk about Kid Buu in my Kai review for this week. Which yes, you were right about all those claims. But from what I've seen, this is the best. This is the best arc of Super. This is the best arc of Dragon Ball period. These are the best villains in Dragon Ball period. I don't give a fuck what everyone says. Maybe it might change when I get around to watching the original Dragon Ball and when the Buu Saga ends. When the Buu Saga is around the tail end now. We'll probably get some episodes. Kid Buu show up straight. Then we'll get Goku defeating him with the Spirit Bomb, and then the series will be over. And then I'll be reviewing JoJo. Anyway, so let us talk about this episode. Whew! My God, top 3. I think this is probably my second favorite episode of all time, behind last week's episode, which unfortunately didn't get any views. It's currently sitting at 0 views, so I'll leave a link to that video down in the description box below, as well as put in the iCard if I remember to. Check out the video if you're curious, because actually that's like the one time. Well, this is another time you'll really see me just gush about Dragon Ball Super. Because, I mean, I love Dragon Ball Super, but Dragon Ball Super is kind of has, like, it's kind of off again on its quality. Like, I always really enjoy almost every episode, but there's episodes where I enjoy, and I really fucking enjoy. So, yeah. Let us begin with Dragon. Okay, so it starts episode off with, of course, Goku being like, Zamasu, I thought you were decent, but now you're scheming with Black. He's like, well, no, I wouldn't necessarily scheme. I say we were comrades. I'm currently trying to create a utopia and get rid of you filthy mortals. So Goku's like, there's no way I'm going to let that happen. They charge us right at him. We get to see Vegeta. He's like, after he got stabbed with like Goku Black, Psylocke, and Blade. I call it that because, as you guys know, if you're an X-Men fan, Psylocke has a very similar blade. She can conjure with her hand. So, which I'm kind of hoping Psylocke makes an appearance in X-Men and Dark Fate, because I really did like Psylocke and Apocalypse. I'd like to see more of her in these X-Men movies. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So, he uses it so Trunks, so he falls, he faints, he like goes unconscious. Trunks like, make sure he's breathing. So Goku goes against Zamasu, and actually this is where the episode really starts. Like, the art for this episode was a little off in this episode. Like, there was a couple parts of the art looked kind of off. It's not like episode 5 bad or anything, but it was noticeable where I'm like, it's I see you cutting corners. Ugh. But again, so I shouldn't expect, Studio Bones level of quality. I mean, hell, even Studio Paradox is more of a shit for Black Clover. So they're battling out. Goku's mostly mainly on the defensive. Zamatsu's mostly on the offensive, hitting him with his little Psylocke and Blade, talking about how you Saiyans are just mindless beasts. How dare you swing your hands at gods? What do you guys think of my Zamatsu voice? Just good, whatever. Anyway, so he hits him with some Kai Blasts. Goku backflips, and right when there's a bunch of smoke clear, Goku's ready to come back, but then Goku Black comes in, charging in there, slices through him, but he misses, but he ends up hitting a building. So now we got Zamasu and Goku Black working together against Goku. And it's glorious just seeing those two just go ham. Like, Goku, then when, Future Trunks gets involved, he grabs out a sword. It's like, this is the end, our final battle, Black. So Goku Black's going against Future Trunks, Goku's going against Zamasu. Art and animation looks great. Couple moments where the art looked a little off at points. But I mentioned that I'm trying not to nitpick, but if I had to, play that flow, that was definitely the art and places, and so they're battling it out. Eventually we see Mai, she's watching the fight via her binoculars, and she says like, Trunks. So they're battling it out. They swap, and where Trunks is going to get Zamasu. Trunks hits Zamasu with the final flash, does fuck all times because of course he is. Zamasu is a god after all. Then Vegeta hits him, and like right before Zamasu or Goku Black's at to hit both of them with the Kamehameha, Vegeta manages to get up on his feet and hit him with a final flash. Doesn't do much damage, but it works, and it gives enough time for Mai to come in and throw a smoke bomb in there, like mustard. It was yellow, so it might have been mustard gas, or maybe or fear. No. What's that other gas called? It's not mustard gas. What's the other yellow gas? Whatever it was, it blinded them enough for Mai to grab Vegeta and Yajirobe to grab Goku and Trunks. So they're like, they end up, Mai ends up catching them. Goku and Black and Zamasu are struggling hard to find their empty character because they're very weakened, and the humans are getting in the way of that. And so Mai grabs. So when Trunks is kind of unconscious, Mai grabs the cat that has the time machine in it, expands, opens it up so the time machine is open, and throws Goku, Vegeta, and Future Trunks back in there, send them back to the past. So, and while this, right before it's about to go, Trunks, wakes up right as she closes it. She's like, "Come with me, come with us. It's not too late." That cliche shit. And that's essentially in this. So they end up leaving. Zamatsu and Goku Black cannot catch the time machine in time. So that's where the episode ends. We're talking about, oh, they'll be back, and once that's happened, we'll be that much closer to my utopia. And actually, so then after we see that, we actually go back to the present, where we see Zamatsu again. So I'm guessing these are two different Zamatsus. So I'm guessing Zamatsu in the future is different. Like, I thought it was all just like, Zamatsu maybe use a time ring to just bounce back in there. And he might have done the Goku Black thing on the side, but no, it looks like he hasn't even started the Goku Black stuff. So the timelines is confusing. Anyway, he's watching the Universe 6 arc. He's watching Goku against Heads. I forget the main god for the Universe 10. I forget his name. He's watching fights. Talking about the Super Dragon Balls. Which, okay, first of all, why is he telling Zamasu about the Super Dragon? I mean, he's going on a dark path. So why? I think you would. How powerful the Super Dragon Balls are. So when you want to keep that shit to yourself, I mean, that's like giving. That's like telling. I mean, that's like when Emperor. The Emperor told Anakin about the legend, the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. He talks about how the Force can use to save dead people. That's essentially what you're doing. That's essentially what you're doing. Anyway, so that's essentially where the episode ends, with the time machine crash landing on Earth. Bulma, Kid Trunks, everyone rushes towards them, and that's where the episode ends. Now, overall, this was a fantastic episode of Dragon Ball Super. Like I said, we got Goku Black. We had, these villains. These are definitely the best villains of Dragon Ball. I mean, Frieza was cool. Boo was cool. Cell's my personal favorite from Z. That's just my personal opinion. Honestly, I would say the Cell Saga, the Boo Saga. I say it's between the Cell Saga and the Boo Saga. That's my favorite arc in our saga in Dragon Ball Z. They're kind of like 50-50. I think I like the Boo Saga a little bit more just because of the moments we had. Vegeta sacrificing himself, Goku, Super Boo versus Ultimate Gohan. Just seeing Ultimate Gohan was awesome. The fights in that, so yeah. Anyway, So like I said, that's so. Now, like I said, this is honestly this episode kind of solidifies that the Goku Black arc is my favorite arc. I have not gotten this much enjoyment out of any real arc in Dragon Ball since, I don't know, the Cell Saga, maybe, because in the Cell games when I saw that on Kai. Besides, I mean, the Frieza Saga, I really did enjoy that arc. That's why I'm like, because before I was watching the first two seasons, I was like, off the Orange Bricks, I was like, Dragon Ball's kind of overrated. This show isn't really as good as I thought it was gonna be. But once I got the Frieza Saga, that's when I really got into it. Then the Cell Saga, the androids, and that's why, I think the Cell games was probably my favorite just because of Ultra when we got Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell. That was legendary. But I also got a lot more enjoyment just watching the arc, mostly just because it's Trunks. Future Trunks is honestly one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball. He would be in my top 5. He's like, if I had to rank my Dragon Ball characters, it would be Vegeta, Gohan, I'd say Future Trunks, and then Goku. Would be my top 5. And in focusing on some of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball, unfortunately Gohan isn't in this arc, which I feel like that was a really huge missed opportunity, not having Gohan be in this arc or be prevalent in this arc, mostly because we all know Gohan's history with Future Trunks. So, but I'm not even that surprised when I do it because, Gohan's a massive fucking pussy in Super. Fucking, ugh. Anyway, but, that's something I would have loved to see. Imagine this in the arc. When they come back to the past, Gohan sees them. He sees how beaten and battered they are. They hear about the threat of Goku Black and Zamatsu. I would love to see, Gohan be like, you know what? Fuck these glasses. Fuck this sweater. Fuck Videl. Fuck Pan. Fuck this. Fuck that. I'm going with you guys, and I'm gonna kick their ass. And we see just Future Trunks and Goku and Gohan just work together against Zamatsu and Goku Black. Imagine, you got those two working together, you get some touching moments, and you got some flashbacks to, to when they were facing with the androids, like Naruto did with the Kakashi versus Obito fight. I haven't seen Shippuden, but I love that. I saw that fight, I was like, oh, I love that fight, even though I haven't seen Shippuden. Do it like that, and That would just be legendary. Like, wouldn't that be cool? See adult Gohan, or I guess Ultimate Gohan, or at least non-pushy Gohan, work together with Future Trunks against Zamasu and Goku Black. As we had some flashbacks when they were face up against the androids here and there. You know, that would have been awesome to see. That's what I would have loved to see. That's like, if I say one thing I made, it was definitely that I wish we had Gohan had a bigger part in this, just because of Gohan's history with Future Trunks. That's really my own really flaw I have with this arc as a whole, mostly just because, that. But besides that, this arc was fucking awesome. This episode is fucking, like, after seeing how well this arc is going, I'm actually kind of curious how the Tournament of Power is going to go up against, because that's next. Maybe we might get some filler episodes before that, but the Tournament of Power is next. And now the Tournament of Power from what I've seen looks pretty good. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing Goku versus Jiren. But besides that, I'm not really hyped for anything. Like, it looks okay, it looks pretty good, but I don't think it's going to be as good as this arc. At least in my personal opinion. Maybe the Goku versus Jiren fight might, like, give the Tournament of Power enough to where that might be my new favorite episode of Dragon Ball Super. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see whenever we get to Goku versus Jiren. So, my final verdict for this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super is a 10 out of 10. Of course it is. You guys know I love this arc. I cannot wait to see more of the Goku Black arc. I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to see when they're back in the past. Maybe, they'll just see, but, like, I wish Gohan might have had some involvement in the arc, because that would have been cool to see. Future Trunks and Gohan working together. That would have been cool to see. Anyway, see you guys next time.